in English and Spanish, you know, top 100 podcasts, mindset educator for a company that is earning billions of dollars and mindset coach. And I could sit here and impress you guys with my, accomplishments and accolades and titles and all of that stuff. But you know what's going to inspire you guys? My failures. When I tell you guys the stories of when I got knocked down and I got back up, when, I made a bad business decision that cost me, a lot of business partners and it cost me a lot of money and I was still able to get back up. The time when, I got heartbroken and, I was able to overcome that and then become a better, a better version of myself. Like, it's about those moments that are going to make the difference, because guess what? We can relate to those. You guys can't relate to the countries I've traveled to, and, to me being a mindset coach and speaking on stages and top 100 podcasts and mindset coach and this. You can't relate with that. Some of you guys could, obviously, but not everybody could relate with that. But you know what we could all relate with? Failure, because we all fail. We can all fail. And that's the beauty of this game. So you got to encourage others. Okay. You got to encourage others. You got to talk to people. I have thousands of people that I mentor. And one of the conversations, probably I would say the biggest conversations that I have on a day-to-day basis to this day, is helping people overcome their fears. I would honestly say that's probably the top conversation that I have with my leaders, my mentees, my students, with just people in life. It's just helping people overcome failure and like encouraging them. Yo, you're going to get through it. You're going to make it. Think about it in business, in life, at your job, in your relationships. We're always encouraging others, tell people, yo, you believe in them. You don't know what that would do for me. When I was on my come up and, I was going through a tough time and, I had failed a couple times, having somebody come up to me and be like, yo, I believe in you. Like, I've been there before. I know what it's like to go a whole month without making a sale. I know what it's like to make that bad investment. I know what it's like for things not to work in your favor. I know what it's like, to be struggling, to be managing, all these different things in life. You got family, you got business, you got a relationship, you got that job, you got this, it's hard, and the best things you could ever hear is hearing somebody else tell you that you could do it, that they believe in you, that they're proud of you, that they've been there before and they overcame it. Sometimes that's all you need. I don't know how many times in business, and throughout my journey, I went through a tough time. And one thing about me, I love calling my mentors. And I would call my mentors. I'm going through this, blah, 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 blah. And a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation of them explaining to me how they went through the same thing and how they've been there before and how they overcame it and what was on the other side of that, door when they overcame that problem, that issue, or that circumstance. And, and them telling me like, yo, bro, I believe in you. Like, you're going to get through it. That's nothing. This is nothing. This is not going to be the first, nor it's going to be the last, bro. So if you want to be great, you want to retire your family, you're going to have to go through this, bro. So keep going. Don't stop. Encourage others with your failure, guys. I want you to know right here while you're listening to this, I believe in you, okay? No matter what you're going through now, I want you to know I believe in you. I trust in you. I have confidence that you're going to get through this, all right? Whatever problem it is, none of it is too big for you. It's nothing. You just got to keep developing yourself, keep working on yourself, keep listening to these podcasts. The fact that you're even listening to this and you've even listened this far tells me that you want this. You're the best at what you do. Believe it. I believe it, but you got to believe it. I can't believe in it more than you do. You have to believe that you're the best. You have to believe that you're strong enough to overcome this. You have to believe that this failure is here to make you better, help you stronger, help you overcome those weaknesses. Because guess what? You need to be stronger if you want to face the next failure that you're going to face in life. You're only getting stronger to go out there and get ready for the next battle that you're going to have to face in life. When one finishes, the next one starts. So that's going to be the road up to the top, fam. That's going to be the road. What did I say earlier? It's an uphill battle all the way up. It's an uphill battle all the way up. Okay. So encourage others with your failures. Okay. Share your stories with others. Believe in others. Have confidence in others. Don't bring people down. I get it. Sometimes it's hard, but don't bring people down. Trust me, people rather hear you say that you believe in them, that you know they're gonna get through it, and that you're proud of them for even sticking it through and not quitting, regardless of their circumstances. So that's number 6. And then last but not least, number 7, so we can wrap it up on a good note. How to get a return on failure. Number 7 is value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Value only the lessons that failure can teach you. When I went to this event, you know, John C. Maxwell inspired me. And I remember, he said something that really touched me. And he talked about how people always ask him a question like, yo, if you could do it all over, what would you do different? And you know what he said? He said, I wouldn't do it all over because I would have missed the lessons and the character that it built me into. And I was like, wow, what a great answer. Think about it. If you were to ask me, sometimes people would say, if you could do it all over again, what would you do? And honestly, after hearing what John C. Maxwell said, it's true. I wouldn't do it all over. You know why? Because all those lessons that I learned, and the character that I've been able to build in myself, the person that I've become, the emotional intelligence I've been able to develop, my ability to deal with failure, my ability to, deal with people, the skills I've learned, I wouldn't do it all over. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for all those lessons. So value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Okay. You got to value them and just know that it's part of the game. And if anything happens throughout the journey, just charge it to the game. A lot of us in our community, we love that saying. We have hashtag charge it to the game. Something happens that you didn't anticipate, charge it to the game. Somebody left your business and, talked down on you, charge it to the game. You made a bad investment, charge it to the game. You had a bad month, charge it to the game. Just charge it to the game because it's part of the game. Guys, it is all a game at the end of the day. So there's certain things that are out of your control that you're just going to have to charge it to the game. You're going to have losses. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have days that are better than others. Okay. But at the end of the day, you can only focus on what you can control. And in life, we only focus on getting return on investments. Well, today, we talked about getting a return on failure. ROF, return on failure. And it is such a valuable lesson, guys. Ever since I learned this lesson, my life has changed. I've never looked at failure the exact same. I'm actually happy when I failed. I'm excited when I failed. Does it still frustrate me sometimes? Do I still get annoyed? Obviously.
Man, that was good even to hear that. That was awesome. All right, guys, let's get today's call started. I am so excited to be here. I do apologize about a little bit of a late start on today's session. For some reason, YouTube was not allowing me to go live. I had to reset it. I had to check my email for something and just make sure that it was all good. Sometimes you get like copyright stuff that doesn't allow you to go live, and I guess that's why we weren't able to go live for a little bit. So I've been trying to fix that for the last 20 minutes, but I finally was able to fix it. So I appreciate you guys. Be patient and to still hop on even through it all. So I am excited because today is going to be a great lesson. Every time something happens, that's how you know there's going to be a good call. And today I have an amazing call. But before we do so, before we jump into today's session, real quick in the chat box, describe in one word how you guys feel today. In one word. If you could describe it in one word, how you're feeling on this beautiful Thursday morning, how is everybody feeling today? Let me know in the box. I want to see how we're all feeling today because I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. I am blessed and highly favored on this beautiful, Thursday morning. Let's see where we're at. Amazing. grateful, fantastic. My brother Jose Miguel was good, bro. Grateful, calm, excited, blessed, grateful, peaceful. I feel alive. I love that. Energetic, abundant, elated, electric. Okay, determined. Always love that. High vibrations, exuberant, love the vocabulary, ready. Now, real quick, I also want to see where everybody's calling in from. Where's everybody calling in from, real quick? I just kind of want to see where is everyone calling in from? What cities, what countries are we in right now? We got Miami, Florida in the building. Okay. Let's see. Sweden is in the building. Croatia, man, a lot of international today. Tennessee, Fort Lauderdale, UK is in the building. All right, we got Puerto Rico here. We got more Sweden, San Diego. We got Fort Walton Beach, Florida. We got Vancouver, South Carolina, Miami. We got Spokane. I hope I said that right. Canada, Orlando. There we go. Charlotte. The Poconos. I love the Poconos. I've actually been there. I got some Jersey in here. Slovenia. Wow. Slovenia from my truck. Man, I wonder how that's going over there. Sacramento. Omaha, Nebraska. I've actually been to Omaha, Nebraska. I love Omaha. There it is. Chicago. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you guys so much. It's lagging on me too. Is it lagging for you guys? Really? France, AZ. Oh man. YouTube really doesn't. I don't know what's going on with YouTube nowadays. Because Wi-Fi is good on my side. Yeah, it's off. Good. Is it lagging on Instagram too as well, or are we all good? Germany. Okay, hopefully we could stay. I thought it was on my end. Finland, saludos, Rotterdam, man. We got people from all over. This is awesome. A little blurry, but the sound is good. Let's see. Hopefully, it's perfect on IG, and I'm on the same Wi-Fi, so it has to be something with YouTube. YouTube was tripping this morning. It really was this morning. It wasn't letting me. It always has there's always at least one day a month where YouTube is, no good. Oh, we're good over here. So some people are good, some people are not. Some people are good, some people are not. Let me see. Let me maybe turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone. Maybe that works and makes it better for YouTube. Because YouTube always tripping. Yeah, I know. Never mind. Wait, you're on IG. Yeah, but I could still use my phone connection on YouTube. I mean on Instagram. There you go. All right. So hopefully this works, guys. Let me know if it gets too bad. If it does get too bad, then we'll just run over to Instagram and we'll run the play on Instagram. All right. But let's get started with today's training because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, obviously. So today's training is called Your Intention is Your Investment. All right. So your intention is your investment. Now, at the top of your paper, that's what I want you to write down. My intention is my investment. All right. And I think it's important that we talk about this because in order for you to have the year that you want to have this year, it's all about your intention behind the year. Like, what is your intention this year? Like, what's your goal? What's going to be your purpose behind everything? Now, when it comes to intention, we need to identify, okay, what is the meaning of intention? Like, what is the true definition of intention? Now, here's what I've come to the realization of what intention is. An intention is an idea that you plan or intend to carry out. Okay, so I'm looking at it here on Google. It says an intention is an idea that you plan or intend to carry out. So, for example, if you intend to do your morning routine every single day, okay, your intention is the idea that you plan or intend to carry out. You plan on doing your full morning routine. You intend on reading this book. Your intention is to do something powerful behind everything that you do. So what I've understood about intention is that living an intentional life is the most important thing that we can all do. I remember when I was when I was first, in the business of entrepreneurship and I kind of got into it, one of my mentors once told me, he said, Nano, the reason why you have not been able to get to where you want to go to is because there's no intention behind what you're doing. And at the time, it didn't make sense. But now in life, when I see everything, okay, I understand that I wasn't living intentional, because a lot of the times we just wake up and we're going about our days day to day. Give you an example really fast. Someone who doesn't use a calendar is living a life with no intention. So, for example, if every day you wake up, and I say this with love and respect, if every day you wake up and you don't have a calendar of the things you got to do and the tasks that you got to get out of the way for that day, and you don't have a calendar that tells you, hey, at this time you're doing this, at this time you're doing that, right now you're living your life on a day-to-day basis with no intention. I need you to understand that. And that's with all the love and the respect in the world for all of you. You got to have an intention. Okay, there is no intention. If you just wake up and you're just going about your day, then you're just living your life day to day, which for the most part, a lot of people do. Believe it or not, a lot of people live their lives like that. They have no intention behind their day. There's not a specific time that they're waking up. There's not a specific time that they're eating breakfast, that they're doing their routine, that they're going to work, that they're working on their business. There's no real intention. Okay. And this is very important, because if you're living unintentionally, then going back to the title of our training for today, your intention is your investment. So if you're living unintentionally, then that means you're making no investment. And if you're making no investment, then that means that there is no ROI. What is who knows what ROI stands for? Let me know in the chat box. What is an ROI? What is an ROI? Let me know in the chat box. Let's see who my students are on today's call. What is an ROI? An ROI is a return on investment. Okay. Now, listen to it all over again. If you're living unintentionally, that means you're not making an investment. Listen to the title. Your intention is your investment. Your intention is your investment. So if you're living unintentionally, then there is no investment. And if there's no investment, then there is no ROI. There is no return on your investment. There's no return. You didn't invest anything. So we need to change the way that we're living. We need to change the way that we're showing up on a day-to-day basis. This is very important. Now, that's going to go straight into the 3 points on how you can start to have a good investment in your life when it comes to your intention, right? If you want to have a good return on investment when it comes to your intention, there's 3 things that you need to understand. 3 things you need to understand, and that's what I'm going to cover on this call. Okay. Number 1 is the foundation of intentions. Number 1 is the foundation of intentions. Now, let's talk about this really fast, because it's going to go back to everything that we go about. Now, I understand that we all are in different businesses, different professions. We grew up in different countries, in different cities. We come from different backgrounds. All of us are very different, but very alike in a lot of ways. Now, the foundation to your intentions are key, which means this, okay? You need to have an intention behind everything that you do this year in 2025. This is not the year for you to show up on a day-to-day basis and just go through the motions. This is not that year. This is not the year for you to be unintentional about the things in your life. You need to be intentional with everything, from your personal development, to your businesses, to your finances, to your family, to your social media, to whatever it is, there needs to be intention behind all of that. Now, Nano, what do you mean by that? Okay, now let me give you guys an example, okay, because right now my life is very intentional from everything that I do. Okay, everything is very intentional for me. I'll obviously start with my routine. My personal routine is very intentional right now. As you guys can see, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm being very intentional in the morning, right? I wake up every day, 5:55, my alarm goes off. Now, Nano, why 5:55? Where there's a beauty behind the number 5:55, and it gives me enough time to work on myself, right? Now, if you go into, I'm gonna just give you guys something here, okay? The number 5:55, in numerology, all right, the 5:55 represents change, transformation, and personal growth. That's what 5:55 stands for. Okay, when you look up the number, what is the spiritual meaning behind 5:55? It represents change, transformation, and personal growth. So think about it. Even from the time I wake up, everything is intentional. So because think about it, what is this year for me? This is a year of change, transformation, and personal growth. So the number aligns with what I am doing this year. When I set out on this year, one of my main intentions for this year was for me to change my self-image, transform myself, and grow into a next level version of myself. So I'm being intentional even from the time that I'm waking up. 5:55 represents change, transformation, and personal growth. So just from the beginning, even from the time I'm waking up, I'm being intentional. Now, I wake up at that time, my personal growth starts there. Now, the beauty of it, remember, guys, I do this full time. So my entrepreneurship, I do this full time. Now, because I do this full time, my first call of the day is this call right here, which is usually, I know we started a little bit late today, which is usually 10:30. All right. So from that 5:55, 6 a.m., call it 6 a.m., whatever you want, till about 10 a.m., that is my time for me to develop Nano. That is my time to change, transform, and personally grow myself. This is important. So that's my time to do my Bible study. Okay. Right now in the Bible, I'm not just reading any book in the Bible. Right now, I'm intentionally reading the book of Proverbs in the Bible. I'm reading the book of Proverbs in the Bible, which is the book of wisdom in the Bible. There's a reason why I'm reading that, because I've been asking God for wisdom. So I'm not just reading any book, I'm reading a very intentional book in the Bible. Okay. I'm doing my prayer, I'm doing my gratitude, very key. Okay. Also, as well, one of the things, I'm not just reading any book, I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics is an intentional book because right now I'm working on transforming my self-image. A lot of people just read a book because they want to read a book. No, I read a very intentional book, especially at the beginning of the year in January. And I'm not just reading it alone, I'm reading it with my private group, because I want all of us to transform our self-image, all of us to elevate our self-image. And this has been a phenomenal book for all of us to start off with. Okay. So understand, I'm being intentional even to the book that I'm reading. Okay. My journal sessions are also very intentional. For example, a lot of what I'm doing right now, I do a lot of scripting. So a lot of what I'm doing, I'm writing it down from the perspective that I already have things. Like I'm already living in that life. So for example, just to read to you guys a journal entry. This was a journal entry I did yesterday. Okay, look at what I wrote down yesterday. I wrote down, today I wake up, I feel blessed and highly favored. Thank you, God. I have a high teachability index. I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to accept change at the highest level. Now, there's a reason why I wrote that. I wrote that for a reason, because in order for you to change this year, you need to have a high teachability index. So understand, a high teachability index, for those that know or those who don't know, teachability index is measured by two things: your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. Okay. It's not just about your willingness to learn. You also got to be willing to change. So notice how I said I have a high teachability index. I am willing to learn and I am willing to accept change at the highest level. In order for me to elevate the life that I want this year, my teachability index has to be operating at the highest level. But notice how I am speaking from the perspective that I already have it. So I'm speaking, hey, today I woke up, I'm blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much, God. I have a high teachability index. My willingness to learn and my willingness to accept changes at the highest level. I am living the life of my dreams. Everything I visualized, I am living today. I'm driving my dream car, my Mercedes Maybach S580 in black and white. I am in my dream condo in Sunny Isles Beach overlooking the water. I am earning $100,000 a month through multiple streams of income. My parents are healthy, happy, and retired, living in the dream home that I bought for them with the Range Rover parked outside. Thank you, God, for this amazing life. None of this would be possible without you. You get all the love, all the glory, and all the praise. And that was just a short journal entry that I did yesterday. But realize what I'm creating in my life. Realize what I'm writing down. Everything is intentional, all of it. There's no, I'm not just writing down to write down. I'm not just reading a book to read a book. I'm not just, reading the Bible to read the Bible. I'm being very intentional behind everything that I'm doing. I'm being intentional behind the trainings that I'm doing on Mornings with Nano. Listen to our training today. Your intention is your investment. Okay? Because I know that every time I journal intentionally, that investment I'm making. Every page that I read in this book, it's an investment. Every time I read chapters in the Bible, that's an investment. Every audio I listen to is an investment. Right now, I'm listening to Your Wish is Your Command. That's what I'm doing now. Every morning, throughout the afternoons, throughout the nights, and everything, I'm listening to Your Wish is Your Command. My visualizations are very intentional. Everything is intentional. All of it. Because if you listen to the title, if I'm not being intentional, then I'm not investing. If I'm not investing, then there's no return on investment. This is important. Asking It Is Given is a great book. So that's my morning routine. Now, I'm also being intentional with my finances. I'm also being very intentional with my finances. I'm tracking every dollar. So I get paid. I know where every dollar is going. I know what's going towards my bills. I know what's going towards my mom. I know what's going towards the business, what's going towards my groceries, what's going towards, payoffs. I know where every dollar is going. Every dollar has a name when I get paid. Back then, I wasn't intentional with my finances. And the thing is, you got to remember, God will not give you more if you're not managing what he has already gave you. That was a problem with me. God gave me a good amount of money, but I wasn't being intentional with my money. So I would make money and it was just like, okay, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. Just spend here, spend there, pay this, pay that. And there was no intention behind my finances. Now there is. Now I know where all my money goes. Here you go, Nano. This is the money that goes towards your rent. This is the money that goes towards this, towards this, towards that, towards that. Boom. This is how much you're investing. This is how much you're tithing. And I'm tithing every week as well, because I also got to give back to the Lord. In reality, they say 5 to 10% of what you make every month should be going back to the Lord. How many of us are actually doing that though? And some of us may be like, well, no, everything I make goes back to my bills. I get that. I understand that because I've been there before. But I'm telling you, the moment I started tithing more, God started giving me more. I started giving back more to the church. And that's me, obviously. Everybody's in their own journey. Eventually, if you're not there yet, you should work to want to get yourself there. And if you're not making enough money, then start finding ways to make more money. Find ways to make more money. This is important Don't just sit there and be like, well, no, I don't have enough money to give back to the church. Well, then find ways to make more money so that you can have money to give back. This is important information that I'm sharing with you guys right now. Okay, so I'm being intentional with my finances. Remember what we're talking about today. Remember the title. Your intention is your investment. Your intention is your investment. I'm being intentional with my finances. This is important. Okay, I'm intentional with my business. I'm being very intentional with my business, the way that it's structured. Okay, we're doing so many things behind the scenes. I know a lot of you guys are not in my business, so you guys can't relate with it. So I won't talk too much about the business side of things. But I'm being intentional with my business. There's systems in place now. Every new person that joins is being, properly launched into the business. Everything is in alignment now with the business. Everything. I'm being intentional about my investments. I don't know if you guys could see, but I'm also being intentional about my social media. Who has seen all the social media? I've posted. I started posting January 6th, which is the first Monday of the year. I have not missed a day of posting January 6th. And I even started doing posts in Spanish. I made my first Spanish post, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. I did my first Spanish post 2 days ago. So understand, I'm being in. I will never tell you guys to do something that I'm not doing, because I understood that whatever intention I put behind what I'm doing, okay, this would be my investment. Are you guys good on your side? Because I just got a message that said connection unstable. Are we good? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if we're all good. Because I just got a thing here, little banner came up and said that. I don't know if we're all good on your side. All is fine. Okay, all good. So everything is intentional right now. Everything is intentional right now. All of it is very intentional right now. I want you guys to start moving the exact same. I want you to all start moving the exact same. Because if there is no intention, there is no investment. If there isn't any investment, then there is no ROI. There's no ROI. And the thing is, here's the thing. Majority of people are going about the year and they're making no investment into what they're doing, because they're doing everything with no intention. So you got to set your foundation, which goes back to what I said about point number 1. All right. Everything is about your foundation of intentions. I set my foundation when it comes to my personal development, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to my business, when it comes to my social media, when it comes to God, when it comes to family. I've set my intentions across the board. I'm being very intentional this year. Very, very, very intentional. You need to do the exact same. You can't just wake up every day and go about your day and hope that things are going to change for you. You got to be the same with you. Are you being intentional with your personal development? Are you being intentional with your finances? Are you being intentional with your business? Are you being intentional with your social media? Are you being intentional with God? Are you being intentional? This is where all of us need to wake up and realize what we're actually doing. And I only share this with you guys because it's still the beginning of the year. We're still only 2 weeks into the new year. And if you want to take yourself to another level, your intentions have to be better. You got to have better intentions behind what you do. So that's number 1. All right. Put a 1 in the chat box if this is making sense so far. If this is all making sense so far, put a 1 in the chat. Just want to make sure that it's all making sense to you guys here today. All right. Because this is important for all of us. What the why behind that is. I'm not, and still in alignment. I can only imagine if I was. There you go. Imagine if you were. Imagine if you were being more intentional about everything. You got to be more intentional. I promise you, the more intentional you get, the better it is. Once you get intentional, your life changes like in ways that you guys can never, ever imagine. You can never imagine how much better you're going to live now that you're living an intentional life. So that's number one. All right. The foundation of intentions. Number two is the energy behind your actions. Now, this is important. The energy behind your actions. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that. I pray you win as well, bro. The energy behind your actions. Now, why is this so key? Because here's the thing. Is your energy behind your actions? Well, man, I got to do this today. Or are you excited to do things? Are you excited to wake up early? Are you excited to go to the gym? Are you excited to do your morning routine? Are you excited to invest? Are you excited behind everything that you're doing? Your energy is everything, because whatever you put out is what you get back. So are you excited to work on yourself? I'm excited to read my, like, I wake up every day and I'm like, yo, I can't, like, I'm thinking about it the night before, like, yo, I can't wait to start reading chapter 6 today. Like, chapter 6 is gonna be so dope today. Like, I'm excited. I was telling one of my friends the other day, like 2 days ago, I'm like, yo, I've been reading this book, Proverbs in the Bible. Like, bro, you have no idea. Like, I'm literally looking forward to learning more about the Bible. Like, this book has been amazing, bro. Like, I wake up excited to read the Bible. When was the last time you heard somebody say that to you? I'm excited to sit down and journal my dreams. I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and journal my dreams. I'm excited to escape for 10 minutes and visualize my goals. I'm excited to get paid so I could diversify my money in the right places. I'm excited to wake up and build my business. I got a lot of calls today. Guess what? I'm excited for my calls today. I'm looking forward to every call I got to do today. I'm not sitting there like, oh man, I gotta wake up, do this, I gotta do that. Imagine if you woke up and you're like, man, I gotta read this Bible, I gotta read this book, I gotta make these calls, I gotta jump on mornings with Nano again. Imagine if that was my energy towards things. You think I'm gonna receive anything if I had that energy towards things? No. You gotta be excited, fam. You gotta be excited. But you know why I'm excited is because I'm moving with intention. I'm moving with intention. That's why. And because I'm moving with intention, everything is growing around me. So, like, because I'm reading this book with intention, I can't wait to see, what's next in the book. I'm like, yo, this book has already been changing me. I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait to go back and visualize my goals. I can't wait to jump on mornings with Nano, because I've been seeing so many people change their lives on these calls. The other day, I got a beautiful testimony from somebody. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, one of our students got a beautiful testimony. I'm like, damn, this is why we do this. This is what I'm excited about everything that I'm doing, because of my energy behind everything that I'm doing. But you know why my energy is so high? It's because I've been working so much on myself. So because I'm falling in love with the person I'm becoming, I'm excited to do everything. When you're working on yourself, you start to fall in love with the person you're becoming. I'm falling in love with the person I'm becoming. So I'm always happy. I'm always excited. I'm always feeling good. I'm always on top of the world. Yeah, you start glowing because I love who Nano's becoming. I love the person that I am growing into. And I can't, and I'm only, and the reason why I'm so excited to work is because I'm so excited to see who I continue to become. I'm like, yo, I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. Well, I could only imagine if I do this for another 2 weeks. And I could only imagine if I do this for a month, for 3 months, for 6 months. Like, I'm thinking about, like, yo, if I'm excited now, I could only wait to see where I'm going to be at come March, come June. I'm excited to see where I'm going to be at a year from now. You keep this energy up and you start to fall in love with the person you're becoming, because your consciousness starts to grow, your awareness starts to grow, your emotional intelligence starts to get better. You start to become more disciplined. I'm in the gym, and I'm taking my shirt off at the gym and I'm like, yo, Nino, you're looking good, bro. Like, a couple of weeks ago, you were a little, you were a little fluffy in a couple of areas, that you're cutting up now. The muscles are showing, the chest is pumping, the six pack is coming around. And you're like, yo, it's only been 2 weeks of consistency, bro. Imagine a month of this. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling on top of the world. You know, you start, we all know that feeling. If you ever been in the gym long enough, you know that feeling where, you've been in the gym for a couple of weeks and you're starting to see the difference and you're like, yo, I can only imagine if I keep going where I'm going to be. That's how I feel about all areas in my life right now. I'm like, yo, if I've gotten like this off of just these couple of weeks of work, I could only imagine where I'm going to be at, in a couple more days, in a couple more weeks, in a couple more months. But notice my energy. Believe it or not, last year, my energy towards the gym was not good. It wasn't that good back then. I was like, damn, man, I got to go to the gym now. This sucks. I don't want to be in the gym right now. That was my energy towards the gym last year. But it was because I was getting back into the gym in the beginning. So in the beginning, sometimes that's kind of like your energy, like, man, I got to go to the gym. And when you first start the gym, like after every workout, you're sore for like 3 days. You can't even sit down after a leg day. You're just like always like, oh man, I can't go to the gym. But because I've been doing it and I was able to overcome that phase, now I'm in that area where I love being sore. I love being sore. I love the sauna sessions. Dude, I even love cold plunging now. And cold plunging sucks sometimes because it's cold. Not gonna lie. But I'm loving the cold plunges now. Before it would take me 10 minutes to even think about getting in the cold plunge. Now I'm like, let's run through this. I'm good. This is easy now. No pain, no gain. That's a fact, Tayshawn. No pain, no gain. So you gotta find that love in everything that you're doing. You gotta find that love. You gotta get into it. You gotta be intentional behind everything that you're doing. I'm being intentional with every action that I'm taking in my life. Every action is intentional now. Nothing is unintentional. Everything is intentional because I'll repeat again, my intention is my investment. The question you should be asking yourself right now is, how much have I invested this year? How much have you invested this year? If your intention is your investment, how much have you invested this year? Because that's a big question we should all be asking ourselves. Have you invested a good amount? Have you only invested a little bit? Have you invested none? I have a calendar. I know everything I'm doing from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep. From 6 a.m. to like about midnight, I know everything that's happening every hour because I have an intention. Nothing goes unturned. You gotta make the investment. Stop living your life unintentionally. You're doing yourself a big disservice if you're living unintentionally. If this is the call right now that you're saying that you're like, sheesh, I know, you know what, you're right. I wake up and I don't even have a calendar. Honestly, waking up and not having a calendar, you're already is unintentionally. Like that's the beginning to intention, is having a calendar, having structure. Having structure is so key. Structure is very important. If you wake up every day and you have no calendar that you're going by, there's no intention behind your days. And if there's no intentions behind your days, that means you're not making any investments. What are we actually doing? For real, for real. Guys, don't be that person. Please don't be that person. You guys are better than that. Don't be the person that wakes up and has no calendar. It literally takes a couple of minutes for you to sit down and finding out, what you're gonna do. What's your best advice on figuring out your top priorities with limited time? You know, you see, my life is a little bit different than everybody else's. But for example, I always base my days off of the core four. Like my business is core four things that I focus on every day. Four things I focus on. I focus on personal development. I focus on, product of the product or skill development. Develop, based off of where you're at in life. Okay, based off of what you're doing is a little bit different because within my business, I'm required to be a product of the product. Being a product of the product means, trading, investing, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, a skill development, my business and my team, building my business, getting new people to join my business and developing leaders within my business. And then number four is social media. So I base all my actions throughout my day on those four things. Every day I got to do my personal development. Every day I got to skill develop. Every day I got to build my business and team. And every day I got to do my social media. I build my days and my structure around those four things. And then obviously, you squeeze in the non-negotiables, which is, you're eating. I call my mom and dad every day. So those are things that are like non-negotiables that I add in there for the most part. But then majority of it, I'm able to take care of almost everything I got to do as long as I hit all four of those things throughout the day. So, it's all relative, based off of where everybody is. I know we have people here from all over the world and all different professions and all different careers. So it goes based off of that, so I base my whole entire life on those four things right there. If I could go to sleep, if right now it was time to go to sleep, at the end of the day, I check myself. Did I do my personal development today? Check. Was I a product of the product today? Did I work on my skill development today? Check. Did I build my business today? Did I help new people enroll? Did I develop the leaders on my team? Yes. And then did I post on social media and engage and connect with other people? Check. I can go to sleep every night. And then obviously I included, did I call my mom and dad and the things that I did? Did I eat healthy and those little things? Yep. As long as I did those four things, I had a productive day. I go to sleep every day at peace and in love with myself as long as I completed those four tasks. So you got to find out what those things are for you. And if you don't have that much time, then you got to find ways to squeeze that time in. You may not have the 3 hours of every morning to dedicate to your morning routine, but you could have 30 minutes. I know people mentorship that they only have 30 minutes to do morning routine. So they do 10, 10, 10. They do 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of journaling. That's their morning routine. They can only do 30 minutes. And that's okay. I understand that. Not everybody has the time. I started like that until I was able to get more time for myself. Okay, so you kind of have to find that time for yourself, to work on it. If you only have an hour to build a business, dedicate that hour to build the business. If you only have, a certain amount of time to be on social media, then, be intentional with your time on social media. I'm intentional with my time on social media. In reality, nowadays, I've actually limited the time that I spend scrolling on social media. I don't go on social media unless I'm going to post and engage with people. Rarely do you catch me pointless scrolling, because that was one of my intentions for this year. I was like, I don't want to just pointless scroll anymore. Because I don't know about you guys, but if you think about it, if you add up the amount of hours that we spend just aimlessly scrolling on social media, I was disgusted with myself last year when I was like, damn, man, you spent a lot of time aimlessly scrolling because you weren't posting on social media. You weren't doing anything real productive on social media, but you're spending 2-3 hours a day on Instagram. 2-3 hours a day. Let's actually think about that. Let's say 2 hours a day. And remember, I wasn't not being productive on social media. 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 hours a week. 14 hours a week. If you multiply that by 4, that's at least 50 to 60 hours a month that I was spending on social media doing nothing with my life. Like literally time wasted. I got no value from it. I didn't learn. Yeah, maybe, I got a couple of motivational videos that I could have learned certain things from. But to think that people are spending that much time on social media and not learning anything from it, I was like, I can't do that again. I can't afford to spend 60 hours a month on social media and not get paid from it. And I could sit here and I could tell you guys, I know what it feels like to do it. So I'm not sitting here and telling you guys like, yo, I've been perfect and I've never done it. No, I've done it and it bothers me that I've spent all that, because I could have spent 60 hours learning a skill that could be paying me so much more. If you were to dedicate those 60 hours to learning a skill, you would be making so much more money. But then that's the thing. People will sit down and tell you, well, no, I don't have time. But you had 60 hours a month to dedicate to social media that paid you not a dollar. Zero. You made zero. I made zero off of Instagram. $0 off of Instagram. And I spent 60 hours, 2 hours a day. And that's not, thank God I don't have TikTok, because imagine the people that have TikTok and do Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. And I don't have TikTok. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Facebook. I have them, but I don't use them. The only one I really use is Instagram. Imagine the people that have all of those. Bro, I know people between us, I know people that are spending 4 or 5 hours a day on social media. 4 or 5 hours a day. That's OD. Because if you're spending 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's 28 hours a week. If you buy 112 hours a month. Can you imagine spending 100 hours plus a month on social media and not making a dollar on it? That's absolutely insane. And then there's people that will tell you, yo, I don't have time, but they're spending 100 hours a month on social media. Got to change those things, fam. And I'll tell you guys right now, and I only say this to you guys because I love y'all. Right now, one of our biggest distractions is social media. One of the things that are stealing our most valuable asset is social media, because these apps have designed themselves to keep you on the app. And even when you get off the app, they're designed to get you back on the app, because that's how they make money. These apps have programmed us, hypnotized us to be on it. And I've been one of them. So I've limited that distraction. I said, okay, I'm going to spend time on social media, but this time I'm going to do it I'm going to post every day. I'm going to engage every day. I'm going to find new people to connect with every day. I'm going to look for ways to make money with this Instagram stuff. If I'm going to spend 2 hours a day on it, I'm going to maximize it, like my sis Tia said in the chat. I got to maximize it, because I can't let them steal my time and me not make a profit out of it. I can't go another year that happening to me. So for all of us, and I know I see a lot of people quiet in the chat. I get it. I've been there before. I know it sucks to hear it, but somebody has to tell you. Because if I was to ask you, hey, are you spending 40, 50 hours a month on yourself? Crickets, 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 crickets. If I were to ask you, yo, are you spending 40, 50 hours working on you? Crickets. There's crickets. Oh, no, I didn't have the time. But I want to change my life. I want to have a better year. I want to elevate my business. It'll never happen. I'm sorry. And the same thing, the thing is that what I'm saying to you, I say to me. That's the thing. What I'm saying to you guys was what I had to say to myself. I'm like, yo, Neno, nothing is going to change for you, bro. It's not going to change no matter how much. I don't care how good of a person you are, Neno. I don't care what amazing intentions you have in this world. Nothing will ever change for you, bro, unless you change that. That's the key. So that's number 2. And sorry I went on a little rant with that, but I feel like God told me you guys had to hear that. God just stepped in real quick and he said that to you guys. So you got to change the energy behind your actions. And then last but not least, number 3, all right, is that intentions create a ripple effect. They create a ripple effect. And the thing with the ripple effect is that the ripple effect is a double-edged sword. You could create a negative ripple effect, or you can create a positive ripple effect. Right now, I can confidently say this. I can confidently say this. Right now, my ripple effect is positive. My ripple effect is positive. I feel good about it. I've been on the negative ripple effect as well, though. So I've been on both sides. I know what it's like to create negative ripple effects, and I know what it's like to create positive ripple effects. Right now, my ripple effects are positive. I feel good. I'm positive with my morning routine. I'm positive with my business. I'm positive with social media. I look on my social media now and my reach is growing. The amount of people that, I'm reaching out to is growing. I tapped into a whole new market by doing a Spanish reel. I got a couple more coming along the way. It was a lot of stuff. Now my ripple effect is in the right way. It's going in the right path. And the thing is, the more ripples, the bigger they get. So right now, I'm just only 2 weeks into the ripple effect. So the ripples are still small. But wait till February comes and the ripples get a little bigger. Wait till March comes and the ripple. Next thing you know, they turn into waves and eventually they turn into tsunamis. They turn into tsunamis. This little ripple I started here in January, these ripples are going to be tsunamis in the next couple of months. Because I'm not stopping. That's it. I'm in mode. You can't stop me now. I'm 16 days into the new year. At 21 days, that's it. I committed to it. I said, yo, Nano, 21 days, and you break that bad. You break the old Nano. Whoever I was in 2024, I only need 5 more days to break that Nano. That's it. For me, it's only 5 more days. I've been on point. I said, yo, let's leave old Nano behind. Whoever Nano was in 2024, leave them in 2024, bro. But we got to be consistent and on point for 21 days. I'm at 16 days. I'm feeling good, baby. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. I'm in that mode. 5 more days and I break the old version of Nano. And then now from 21 till 90 is just a development of new Nano. Then I got to go all the way 90 now. From 21 to 90 is just the development of the new Nano. Boom, 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 boom. And you know what? You do the first 90 days without no judgment. What does that mean, Nano, with no judgment? You do it without expecting no results. I'm not expecting anything in the first 90 days. I'm doing it. Remember, you got to change you first for things to change. So I'm focused on changing Nano first. Forget about the money. Forget about the results. This. Let me change Nano first. Is the money going to come in the process? Yes. Are some results going to come in the process? Yes. But that's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on Nano first. If God wants to bless me in the process, amazing. Thank you, God. I love you and I appreciate you for it. But I'm doing it with zero judgment. Hey, Nano, just keep showing up every day. 90 days straight. 90 days of working on myself. 90 days of working on you. That's what it is, familia. That's all it is. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard for us to change who we want to be. We just got to stay committed to ourselves. You commit to you and everything changes. Let those ripple effects turn into tsunamis. Tsunami is a huge wave. You want to change your life this year? It has to turn into a tsunami. And that's the name. And that's the name of the game right there. So those are the 3 keys for you to have intentions and investments this year. Your intention is your investment this year. Are you going to be intentional this year? We said number 1 was the foundation of your intentions. Number 2 is the energy behind your actions. And number 3 is that your intentions are going to create the ripple effect. If you can understand those 3 things right there, I promise you, you will have the biggest year of your life this year. Because I've been speaking it to everybody. I speak it every day to everybody I talk to. This is the best year of our lives. This is the biggest year of our lives. I'm speaking it. I'm speaking it. I'm speaking it. I am speaking that out there because I know it's here. and I feel it. Does anybody else feel it? Put a 333 in the chat if you feel it and you got value from today's call. If you feel it and you're getting value from this call today, put a 333 because that's the call right there. I didn't even want to go an hour and I still went an hour. Because I know we started a little late. I didn't even want to go an hour, but we still went an hour. You got to be intentional, familia. This is the game right here. You're intentional this year, I'm telling you, everything will change for you. Your intention is your investment. And be willing to invest back into yourself as well. Part of that intention is investing back into you. That's part of it. I'm investing a lot of money into myself as well this year. It's the year that I invest the most money into myself. What you thought, that those social media posts are free? Bro, I had to invest into that. I had to invest into that. You know what I had to do to invest that money? Stop eating out. So you know what? Forget eating out. I'm not going to eat out for months. And I'm going to just invest this money into me. Because, and you know, if you count the amount of money that you spend on eating out, you can take that money and you invest it into yourself and you'll make way more money. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. And I love good food. And I love good food, but I had to sacrifice it. When's the last time you saw me out on an expensive, nice dinner date, or you haven't seen it in a while? Why? Because I was like, you know what? I've been to enough nice dinners. Forget about that stuff. I'm eating at home every day and I'm saving that money. I need to invest. Forget all this money. Forget all this. I was spending $2,000 to $3,000 a month on eating out. 2 to 3K a month on eating out. For what? I'd rather take that 2 to 3K and invest it into Nano. And that's it. And spend, $800 a month on groceries, $200 a week on groceries. That does it for me. Instead of spending $3,000, because here's the thing, I was spending the money on groceries and the money on eating out. So I was spending grocery money and eating out money. So I was like, nah, bro, that's it. I don't care. I don't need to impress nobody. Let me invest all this money into Nano. Later, we can eat good. When I deserve to eat good. I didn't deserve it. So I'm in that. Start thinking the same, guys. Remember, all of us are the same in a lot of different ways. We may come from different backgrounds, different cities, different countries, but a lot of us have the same similar habit we all got to break and we all got to get rid of. All right, fam. So I don't want to take up too much more of your times. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your days. Don't let the weekend be your weekend. I know I say this all the time. Yo, I don't know if you remember, but remember when you called out Solana? Yes, I know. My God, I've been calling out Solana for years now. I pray some people took advantage of it. I pray you took advantage of it, Oscar, because I did for sure. I took advantage of it for sure. I love you guys, man, for real. And everything I say on these calls, I want you to know it comes from a beautiful place. I don't do it to make you guys feel bad. I do it for accountability and to remind you guys that we are worth more than we give ourselves credit for. And to make sure that you guys are aware of what's happening around us so that we can all grow together and become those best versions of ourselves so that we can give all the glory to God at the end of the day, because that's the reason why we do all of this. All right. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm going to do a little prayer for us, just some gratitude today, and then we'll end the call real quick. All right. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. I speak on behalf of the whole entire community. We have over 200 plus people live. We all just say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you're doing for us, for all the love, all the protection, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the healing that you're doing, all the strength that you're giving us to show up each and every single day. Thank you for our healthy bodies. Thank you for our families. Thank you for it all. Thank you for the abundance that's flowing in our life. Thank you for the energy that we're receiving each and every single day. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. There's no words that can describe the gratitude that we all feel in our hearts and in our lives right now for everything that's happening. So we just want to say thank you today. We don't want to ask for anything. You've already given us enough. We're going to keep going out there and showing up for ourselves, becoming the examples that we want to see in the rest of the world. And we just want to say thank you, God. We love you so much. We appreciate you. We give you all the glory, all the praise, and all the honor. In your name we pray. Amen. 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 All right. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. Sometimes you just got to say thank you. And that's all it is right there, fam. So I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Keep going out there. Be the best version of you. Keep showing up for yourself. And I pray that God continues to protect you guys and become the best version of you. And if you're dealing with anything, I pray that God really puts his hand over you and heals you and gives you all the strength that you need to go out there and do what you're supposed to do. Remember, last time I say it, your intention is your investment. If you're living unintentionally, there is no investment. And if there is no investment, then there is no ROI. There is no return on investment. Make sure you guys are investing in yourself this year. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Love ya.